Professionals. I'm Dr. Ezinne Nnamdi Lewis, your host. And okay, I want to see. All right. So a quick housekeeping, okay? Just mute your device so that there won't be any interruptions, so that other people can also hear even better, okay? And then, since we are talking about stress management, it's very important that you are in a very comfortable place and position. If you want to sit, you sit. If you want to lie down, but don't sleep off, please. All right. Ensure there is minimal distraction where you are so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay. Because one thing about managing stress, one of the ways of managing stress is mindfulness. So this is not the time you're listening and at the same time your mind is in maybe the food you're going to cook or the money you're going to make or something you need to take care of. So it's one task at a time. So now you're here. Let's be here. Be present. Be present. It's very important to be present. Okay. And then bonus tip or a very useful hint I must say is have your pen and paper, because I love practical stuff. I love you do your own stuff and see your results. So have your own pen and paper, because we are going to be writing some things down. And even before we get there, I'm sure you're going to get some things that you benefit from that you would love to write down. For those joining in, I'll just keep making the announcements. Please change your name, The device is making everyone hear my name. I'm sorry about that. All right. So for this webinar, I know that this is supposed to be a 2-hour webinar, but I was thinking, if we are talking about stress management, why should we spend so much time, learning? So in that regard, I'm looking for a way to reduce this time, okay, to make it even lesser, maybe 90 minutes or 1 hour. Let's see how it goes. But what's more important is that at the end of this webinar, you should be feeling less stressed and you should be equipped with strategies to help you cope. All right. So this is our outline: introduction, why most professionals fail in managing their stress despite adequate knowledge. Well, everyone here is a professional. And how stress is delaying your dream successful life. You would love it. How to quickly recognize your stress, how to prevent stress, how to manage your stress, and practical strategies for immediate stress relief. That's what I'm saying, that by the end of this webinar, you should be feeling relieved. That's if you're really, really stressed at the moment, okay? And if you notice, we always say something like, manage stress, but we barely talk about preventing stress. You're going to be learning something new. Just stay with me and try to stay to the end side so that you don't miss out on any part, all right? Now, just let me know in the comment section, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most stressed, how stressed are you? Let's see in the comments. Remember to change your name as you're joining. Change your name to your real name. Change the name that is appearing on your device to your real name. Okay. 5 is like middle ground. 6, okay. Let's see. How stressed are you? Keep it coming, guys. There is no judgment, all right? No judgment, no good, no bad. So just be honest. How stressed are you at the moment? Keep it coming. Let me see your comments. And remember to change your name so I will know who is writing. I'm waiting. Remember, the goal is for us to finish really, really quick. So I would love you to participate, make this as interactive as possible so that all of us can leave here with best results. Let's see, how stressed are you? Okay. So while I'm waiting for you to write, let's just keep going. Okay. Now, as a way of introduction, Hi, Paul, I see you. As your introduction, recently something happened to me. And what happened was that, I've not shared this story before, but I'll try. I'm just trying to be transparent so that you understand the impact, how stress can impact us as professionals. So what happened was that I had a speaking engagement, it was a physical event. So for this engagement, I went there. Before then, I was trying to prepare and all of that. But the fact is that my reality right now is that I'm a mom of 2 kids and I have a little one that just turned 5 months. So preparing my session with these kids and other things that were also going on in the background with me was a lot. And it turned out that before that event, I didn't sleep well, okay? Because I just needed extra time to prepare. I didn't sleep well. So it was more like a stress that I just couldn't avoid so that I can show well for that event. Now, in the process, I went for the event, gave my best. It was really awesome anyway. After the event, there was another, like a dinner afterwards, but between that time, I was actually sleepy, but I didn't get a place to sleep. In addition to that, I had my baby to look after. Okay, so I can't sleep and leave the baby in public. So the aftermath of that scenario of what happened that day was that the next day, I was super stressed. Like even the sleep I had was not enough. So I was super stressed to the point that I was feeling tiredness on one of my arms. Okay. Now, if you follow me on social media, you see where I say something like, if you notice health symptoms related to stress, whether you think it's stress or not, please speak to the doctor to rule out other causes. So when that thing happened, I knew it was stress anyway, but I wanted to be sure. So what I did was I called the emergency, okay? As a doctor, I've already made some diagnosis and differentials in my head. So I called the emergency and they took it up. I got to the hospital. They took up my case. Whew. It was quite a moment. It was quite a period. And in the process, I got referred to the neurologist because they were thinking about stroke. That's the honest truth. Myself, I was also thinking of the same thing. As a doctor, I know the symptoms. So I just wanted to be sure. Getting to the neurologist, they did several tests, including some specific tests like ultrasound of my carotid artery. Don't worry about the terms, but it's just some specific tests, okay, to rule out mini stroke. They did all of that. Everything was okay. From the history that the neurologist took, he told me clearly that this was stress related, and he's going to refer me back to my GP and update them. So what I'm trying to explain to you is how stress can actually impact you. Imagine I was in a place where I was going to pay for the resources, the healthcare, to see the specialist. I know how much I could have coughed out, okay, from my pocket to pay to see the consultant, in addition to the time I have spent. You understand? So because of stress, I lost productive hours, visiting the hospital from this one to this one, GP, neurologist, emergency. Because of stress, I could have spent a lot of money seeing these various people. Fortunately, I didn't pay that here, right? Because of stress, I was less productive because with the symptoms I was having, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function at that moment. So this is just one of the impacts that stress can cause you, okay? Aside that of the health related issues, there are still other ones that you're going to come across in the course of this webinar. So what really is stress? I know that you're seeing this lion here. So this lion is more like there are 2 people, Okay, I'll say that there are two people in this life, not just two, there are others in between. But at the extreme, there are those that don't want to leave their house to do something because they feel that there is a lion out there. Okay, so because of that, it can translate to laziness, it can translate to fear or anything. They rather stay in their comfort zone so that they don't confront the lion. All right, it's just like this webinar. So I was prepared for it. Some things came up that made me think, oh, are you sure I'll do this? Are you sure I'll handle this webinar? Should I run? Should I cancel it? So at this extreme, there are people that don't even want to face the lion for fear of being eaten. Now, at the other extreme, there are people that go out there to face the lion, but they are not trained, they are not properly equipped. And in the process, the lion eats them up, the lion swallows them. All right? So these are two extremes of people. But as professionals, I know that you're not in this extreme of people that don't want to even face the lion. It's mainly babies, kids, lazy people that are there. Now, for you to face this lion out there, whether it's in your workplace, whether you're doing a business, whether it's a family affair or anything, for you to face that lion, you need to be equipped. And one of the ways to be equipped is stress management. Stress management is a skill that will help you for life, because whether we like it or not, every day we encounter stress. Okay, I remember when I was in 2018, I had 3-year clinical gap. Like, it wasn't, I didn't prepare for it, I didn't plan it, but it happened. One of those things that happen in life. It was stress management skill that helped me stay sane. If not, you would have heard maybe Dr. Izine went into depression and this one happened, or something like that happened. So it was stress management skill that helped me stay sane through my 3 years clinical gap and still remain optimally productive, despite not being in the career path I've always desired. So this is a lifetime skill that you're here to acquire, okay? So I see more. Okay, Chukwudike said 8 on how highly stressed he is. It's all right. This is what stress is: acquiring the skill, and then by definition is more of there is a huge demand in front of you, or there is a perceived threat. Perceived threats like, okay, I think there's a lion out there, but you're not sure, it's not established. And then you feel you have limited resources to cope with it. That is what stress is. You have limited resources to cope with huge demand or a perceived threat. Now, why most professionals fail in managing their stress despite adequate knowledge? If I ask you guys now, I'm asking, share with me in the comments, what stress management techniques are you aware of? I'm asking, let me know in the comments. I know some of you will tell me things like meditation, yoga, setting boundaries, having my me time, resting, sleeping, name them, keep them coming. I would love to read. What stress management techniques are you already aware of? Now, despite these adequate knowledge, here are some things that make some professionals fail in even managing their stress. Okay, sleep also. Chukwudike says sleep. Because I drink Fanta and sleep. Okay, Chukwudike says vacation, holidaying, awesome. These are well-known stress management techniques. Hiking. I didn't include drinking Fanta also. Okay, so some of these are less knowledge on prevention. Like I told you guys, we always talk about, okay, manage your stress. How about preventing stress? Even before I started, I used to tell people that it's not possible to prevent stress, but I've come to realize that there are certain stresses that you can actually prevent before getting to that point where you now get stressed and now looking for ways to manage them. We'll get to that. Other things are less practical strategies. You have all the knowledge, oh, have me time, oh, say no. But how about how to actually say no and be firm with it without feeling guilty that you told someone no? you know. So less practical strategies. Some people struggle with zero accountability. I coached someone the other day, and at the end of the day, she told me that the truth is this: she knew what to do. She knew how to manage her stress. She knew how to help her marriage and become better in her and build and have an improved relationship with her spouse. But the issue was in the application. So she said, according to her, that is where the wisdom comes in, the wisdom to apply the knowledge she knew. And when I asked her what she has realized about herself, she said that she has realized that she does better with accountability. So some people, due to zero accountability, you see them today, they are doing well, they are resting and all of that. But tomorrow, oh, nobody to keep them accountable. So they'll keep working like donkeys until they break down. And then some professionals, as creatives, it's difficult not to have ideas. If you're here with me, you realize that there are certain times you say something like, okay, I'll rest tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, you have a new idea that you're so excited to implement. And then next tomorrow, more ideas are coming. Because the truth is this: the more you implement ideas, the more you give your brain space to generate even more to implement. All right? So you just have these unending ideas that keep coming and keep coming. But just to take that break and get that rest is difficult. Then again, some people struggle with time to even implement the stress management strategies. And then some of the knowledge you have are non-specific. It's just general stuff. Okay, don't do this, do that exercise, eat well, general stuff, but it's not tailored to you specifically. Are you with me? Let me see you guys in the comment section if you're with me, if you're flowing. Let me see. All right. Okay. So now, how stress is delaying your dream successful life? If you remember my story of how stress impacted me, in the sense that I wasn't productive enough to even do anything. So imagine my dream life is to start flying business class, you know. Like, I'll have lots of money that whenever I enter the plane, I'll fly business class. And at a point, I'll even have my own private jets. Or my dream life is, every month I'm vacationing in a different country. And to get to that dream life, I need to work and earn money, maybe run my own business. So that time I've invested in trying to get myself well. If this is happening recurrently, like every week, and if you put it together, let me say in a month, instead of working, in a month, instead of working 160 hours, I ended up working 120 hours. So if I was meant to achieve this dream life at the age of 40, if you accumulate all this small time that have invested into other things, into trying to manage my stress, you find out that I'm now achieving my dream life in 50 years. All right. So this is just one of the ways stress can delay your dream successful life. Again, it can take your money. Okay. You're spending money in therapy, you're spending money on physical health care, because if you agree with me that therapy is quite expensive, and stress is one thing that can lead to several mental health conditions, including depression and anxiety. So you know how much you're going to spend to pay for therapy for you to keep working at optimal productivity. And then you can have delays in executing ideas, following burnout, reduced productive energy, extra time in resolving conflicts. If you're the kind of person that is not sensitive enough to notice when issues are going to come up, and then you just dive straight on into the issue, before you resolve that conflict, you know how much time you spend. It may take a day, it may take 2 days, it may take 10 days resolving a conflict, whereas you'd have used that energy to channel it into something productive. I tell people this, that if you're someone that is intentional in living a productive, impactful, influential life, if you are someone that is intentional in this, you would agree with me that the battles out there are much. You know, if you're trying to set up your business, there's a lot to do. If you're trying to be the best at your workplace, there's a lot to do. So imagine these bigger battles. Instead of investing energy in fighting these bigger battles that will help you achieve something better, you're now investing the energy into fighting small battles like resolving conflicts, settling quarrels, overcoming malice, you know, little issues. You don't need that energy there because they are just time wasters. You need to save that energy for the bigger battles that will bring you bigger products, bigger benefits. Okay, so stress, if you don't manage your stress well, you're going to keep delaying, and then stress can impact your concentration and memory. Okay, so let's keep going. If you're following, let me see in the comments. Okay, I see your comments. So the next one is how to quickly recognize your stress. This is very important because if you don't recognize when there are changes going on in your body, you will recognize when there is now a bigger issue that your body needs to shut down. And once it gets to that stage, it will take you more. It will take you longer to recover. So you don't want that to happen. You want to be able to quickly recognize when there are changes, when there is a change in your emotions, when there is a change in the way you're feeling, and then you're tracing back, hey, something is going on. No, this is not normal. I'm not in my state of equilibrium because I need my state of equilibrium to function optimally. So I need to find out what is going on, what's the source of this stressor. Let me manage it quickly and get out of this low energy quickly, so that I can focus on things that are really important to me, to my career, to the people that matter to me, to everything, or to the people I'm serving. Do you understand? So it's very important for you to recognize your stress very quickly. Now, these are some of the signs of stress. In fact, before I get to that, just share with me, what signs of stress do you recognize? Let me see in the comment section. When you're stressed, how do you feel? How do you know that you're stressed? I know for myself, I notice things like headache. Okay, Bingo said headache, cranky. Yeah, headache, that's the common one. Headache. Slight headache, funny feeling, restless. You become irritable. Yes, these are things that happen. Now, when I had that tiredness on my arm, it was new to me. All right, it was new to me. I was able to dictate it quickly because I was self-aware enough to notice any changes in my body. But if I wasn't self-aware enough to notice it, maybe it could have degenerated to something worse. Okay, I see your comments. Dizzy, loss of concentration, confidence says she feels drained. Sorry, the person that is bearing my name, please, can you change it? Can you change your name so that I'll know the people talking? I'm sorry that this is happening. Not progressing with tasks, hard ones, yes. Dizziness, being irritable, yes. These are some of the symptoms. But at the end of this webinar, if you have your pen and paper, the next slide is going to be showing you various signs of stress. So if you have your pen and paper, I want you to start noting anyone you recognize among these, because being aware, we call it conscious awareness, is a step to managing your stress even much better. So let's go. Talking about work performance, there will be declining or inconsistent performance, uncharacteristic errors, like you're not used to this kind of errors, but it's now happening even more. Loss of motivation or commitment, lapses in memory, increased time at work, lack of holiday planning or usage. Well, I remember one time I was doing night calls. They put us on, was it 4 long days? And then on the 4th day, I was so stressed, I couldn't concentrate. I was struggling to the point that 2 nurses came to me to show me mistakes in prescriptions that I made. All right. So these are mistakes that can happen when you're stressed, that can even cost somebody's life, or that can even cost you your job. Okay. And then conflict and emotional signs like crying, arguments, undue sensitivity, irritability, moodiness, like As in, you're too sensitive to little things, like an orange peel drops, you're seeing it as a big issue. Like, why is somebody dropping this here? You're angry, you're flaring out. And you know that this is not your usual self, or your child does something. You are now overreacting that to the point that you feel guilty after reacting that way. Okay? Overreaction to problems, personality clashes, withdrawal, like arriving late to work, leaving early, absenteeism, reduced social contact, aggressive behavior, malicious gossip, criticism of others, bullying, temper outbursts. You know that this is moving away from your values. You know that this is not whom you are. You know that this is not your normal. But these are happening because you are stressed. So if you identify any signs from all these that I've noted, please write them down. Write them down, because they are very important for you to notice when things are going on, so that you take actions quickly. And now, more signs: difficulty relaxing, increased consumption of alcohol, increased smoking. I tell people that some people that are into smoking and drugs is not because that they love it. Some people are doing this out of a coping strategy for their stress. I know someone that told me this, that he used to hang out with friends just to cope with their stress, as in they used to smoke just to cope with their stress. It got to a point where the work stress was no longer there. They found themselves still smoking, so they are now addicted. But this started not because they wanted to smoke, but it started as a coping strategy. All right, and then I didn't even include here, some people struggle with sleeping. You have problems sleeping, difficulty sleeping, whether it's difficulties initiating sleep, or you wake up early when you've not even slept well enough. Lack of interest in appearance or hygiene. Accidents at home or work, reduced sex drive. Your productivity is also affected, like you're doing haphazard work. Okay, for a practical example is this: if you are writing a book, let me use writing a book for instance, and you know that you are stressed, you're tired, you need to rest, and then you tell yourself, no, let me keep writing. You know this thing they usually say, I don't rest when I'm tired, I rest when I'm done, right? Good. So you're now writing because you are not done. Now, when you are done and you go to bed, when you wake up, go to that book that you've written and compare what you've written when you were well rested and what you wrote when you were stressed. You see lots of mistakes in the parts you wrote when you were stressed. This is practical. Maybe you are not aware of this, but moving forward, just notice these changes. These are things that happen when you're stressed. Now, physical signs like nervous, stumbling speech, sweating, tiredness, upset stomach or flatness, like someone mentioned, heartburn, tension, headaches, back pain, shoulder pain, rapid weight loss or weight gain. For people like me, I lose weight rapidly when I'm stressed. But for some people, like one of my friends, she gains weight so much when she's stressed. These are due to different mechanisms, all right? And if you remember when I told you my story about the tiredness on my arm, I noticed that when I'm stressed, I get as in like the back side of my shoulder, the back side of my shoulder starts feeling some kind of way, and then I notice, oh, I'm stressed. I need to stop what I'm doing and go and rest. So if you become aware, you now start noticing things that you didn't even know before that goes on when you're stressed. Okay. So Paul says he has sent wrong emails when stressed. That is it. It's fact. This is something that happens. So you can write down things that you've noticed from this list, because it will improve your level of self-awareness. Self-awareness. We are going to talk about self-awareness is very important in managing your stress even better. Now, how do we prevent stress? The topic that most people don't usually talk about and focus mainly on managing stress. Yes, you've heard about self-awareness, but how aware are you? If I ask you now, so today what happened? Today, what major issue happened, or what worries are you having right now? And in addition to that, what triggered this worry? What happened before that? And then how did you respond to this worry? Some of you may not be able to write them quickly, like as I'm asking, because you would need to think. You need to think, oh, I'm feeling some kind of way right now. I know that there's something wrong. What happened? What happened? You now start thinking, you start tracing back. Okay, before I came for this webinar, okay, I went to eat. Okay, I spoke with this person. Did the change happen when I spoke with this? What did this person tell me? No, it's not this person. Okay, I spoke with this other person. What did this person tell me that is affecting my mood now? You know, so if you trace back, you now identify, okay, this is what happened that is making me feel this way right now. But when you're self-aware enough, you are able to identify the changes as quickly as they happen. So that you start taking action to coming out of it quickly, all right, to your normalcy. So self-awareness is being aware of any changes going on within you and around you so that you can take actions quicker to help you cope better and faster. All right, so we are talking about taking control of your stress. Now, if maybe you've heard me talk about this, about the rubber band analogy, but I'll just say it quickly for the purpose of maybe those that have not heard me talk about it. Oh, I can't believe I didn't call it my rubber band today. So the rubber band analogy is more like if you stretch a rubber band, okay? Let me use this tissue. So if I want this rubber band to cover like 50 minutes distance, I'm sorry that you can't really see me demonstrate since this is an online stuff. If I want this rubber band to cover a 50 meters distance, I'll just break. But if I want it to cover like 200 meters, I will stretch it. So that stretch is more like putting extra pressure on yourself to perform optimally, okay? And then when you now perform optimally, you're happy. But if you stretch this rubber band beyond its limit, beyond its capacity, what would happen? It will snap, and that's the truth. And that is the same thing that happens to your body. If you know how much you can handle, you know that if you take in more than you can handle, you're going to break down. Why should you take in that? So self-awareness is going to help you to know how much you can handle per time. Okay? So that you can harness it to working optimally. That's why you see two people working in the same environment, and one person is able to cope with the workload, another person is unable to cope with the workload, because various factors affects how much we can handle. For one person that can cope with that workload, maybe the person is doing so well, where he's coming from, he has lots of support, and his health is optimal, mental health intact, everything check. But this other person has issues at home, he's not coping well, does not have enough support, or he has an ailment that is making him not work optimally. So it would be unfair for these two people to be subjected to the same amount of stress, and it would be unfair to expect these two people to cope the same way. All right, so self-awareness is understanding your own self, your own capacity, how much you can handle. I don't know if you can understand, if you understand, please let me know in the comments. Understanding how much you can handle and not comparing yourself to another person, so that you can harness your own to work optimally. So it starts with understanding your own signs of stress, which we've already explained before. And if you are not self-aware enough, another exercise that can help you is moving forward.
See, you are connected. On it?
Can you mute yourself? Okay. All right. So. Okay. So if you are struggling with self-awareness, this is an exercise that can help you with your pen and paper every day. Once you notice any changes in your emotion, Yes, it's going to involve a lot of intentionality. Now, once you notice any changes in your emotion, ask yourself, what happened? What is the source at the moment? Maybe, let me say for those that are married, maybe what happened was that your spouse communicated non-verbally in a way that you know that something is wrong. So because of the connection you both of you have built over time, you recognize, okay, something is wrong somewhere. Now, noticing how it has impacted you and your emotion, you're now going to communicate with your spouse to arrive at help, to arrive at a solution. Why this solution is coming faster is because you're self-aware enough to notice that something is happening quicker, something happened. So if you're not self-aware enough, this is what you can do. Get a pen and paper and start taking notes. All right? Starting from today, if you notice any change in your emotion or in your behavior, write down what happened before this change happened. Okay? And then how did you respond? Are you happy with how you responded? What will you do differently? This is a simple exercise, but it's a game changer for your life, as in for you for life, not just a 1 week or 2 weeks thing. It's a game changer. So if you're going to start this practice, you can share in the comments. Let's see. If you're going to start practicing this, let's see in the comments. And then the second one to prevent stress is that you have to schedule your rest. For instance, if today I had several webinars, or someone invited me to speak after this, or I have a coaching session and I'm just doing all of them back to back. Maybe by the time I reach the last session or the last webinar, I'm not like, oh, hello everyone, how are you? I'm talking with low energy, people are not even interested, because I didn't rest intermittently. But imagine I was resting intermittently, like catching like 30 minutes power rest or power nap, whatever you want to call it. And before each task, I'm showing up strong. There will be a difference. If you've not tried this practically, maybe you have, or you've noticed this kind of changes. I want you to start trying it practically. Before major tasks, you just allow your brain to rest, no thinking, nothing, just to rest. Okay? It's a game changer. Then another way you can schedule your rest is by incorporating it within the week. Say like, okay, today, every Wednesday or every Sunday, no, I'm not going to stress myself. I'm not going to do anything related to work. I'm just going to rest. Okay? You will notice that by the time you're coming back to your activities, the following work periods, you're working at your optimal strength, optimal productivity. These things work. So you're reducing your risk of burnout, reducing your risk of depression, reducing your risk of irritability by scheduling your rest. It is a necessity you can't do without. Now, the third one is solution-focused approach. Solution-focused approach is just as the name implies. When you see a problem, what do you see? Do you see the problem? Let me tell you something the mind does when you see a problem. It's the more you keep focusing on that problem, the more you start seeing all the possible negative things that will happen. It's just like that elephant, that lion picture I put up. When you see a lion, what are you going to see? You're going to see, look at the teeth, look at how sharp the teeth is. What if this lion biting with this kind of teeth? Look at how big this lion is. What if this lion pounces on me? You know, you start seeing, conjuring every possible negative thing that can happen from that problem. But when you turn on your solution-focused approach, you start seeing opportunities. You even start seeing maybe a gun by the side to shoot the lion, or, you start seeing tools, opportunities that will help you surmount the problem. So moving forward, when next you see something that will give you wahala or headache, before you start focusing and dwelling on it to start seeing only the worst possible outcomes, try solution-focused approach. Try to see solutions. View it from that point of opportunities. All right. I have so many examples to give. I'm looking at time. Let me just keep going. In case you don't understand anyone, just stop me. I have examples to give. So mental wellness bank is another one. Mental wellness bank is more of building your wellness bank by sleeping well, exercising, eating well. And you know something about food. When you're stressed, your brain is craving sugar. Your brain is craving fatty stuff. That's why when you're stressed, you want to take that Fanta. Somebody that mentioned Fanta, you want to take that Fanta, you want to take Coke, you want to take cake, you want to take ice cream, you want to take chocolate, because that's what your brain is craving. But the honest truth is that what actually happens when you're stressed is that some nutrients are lacking. All right, some nutrients like magnesium, they are lacking, zinc. And how are you getting these nutrients? By you're getting them from your vegetables and your fruits. So when you're stressed, what your body actually needs is for you to go and get these nutrients and replace them. I'm losing them. That's why you see some supplements selling some supplements that are for stress. Get them in your fruits and vegetables before you go to supplements. It is not the time for Fanta, sugars, fats. No, even though it's what your brain is craving, but that's not what your body needs. Okay, so eat well to boost your mental wellness bank. Sleep well. This is not the era of 4 hours sleep a day. The brain needs sleep. When you're sleeping, it gives the brain enough time to clean up any toxic stuff accumulated during the day, so that your brain can be refreshed, and also memories can be stored. It will improve your memory. You feel refreshed, no headaches during the day. You're not tired during the day. You're not sleepy during the day. You're waking up refreshed and even more energized. So that being said, sleep is part of your productivity plan. I mean quality sleep. And I'm also not talking about the lazy man sleep anyway. These are professionals, so I know that that is not even in the picture. Improve, build your mental wellness bank, and then have part of it is having good relationships. If you know someone that is subtracting from you all the time, it's not good for your mental wellness, because when life happens, you are already drained. You don't even have the willpower to fight. So this mental wellness bank is, you're developing it for the journey ahead, because whether you like it or not, as professionals, we encounter stress. So your ability to surmount a stressful situation and bounce back quicker is going to be based on what you have stored so far. All right, do you understand? Are you following? Just let me know in the comments if you're following. Now let's go straight to the next one, which is how to manage your stress. We've talked about prevention. Now, when you're stressed, what happens? If you remember the definition I told you about stress, I told you that there is a reduced resource, and then there is a huge demand, or there is a perceived threat. All these things together are the things contributing to your stress. Okay, someone said, I don't understand number 3. I don't understand. If you got a problem, I don't understand number 3. Number 3, do you mean solution-focused approach? Let me know. Let me see. If you're talking about solution-focused approach, just write exactly what number 3 is. Okay, so I'll know what I'm getting back to. Okay, solution-focused approach. Okay. Okay, there you go. Solution-focused approach. Let me use another instance. Let me use another instance. Okay. Let me say you have a friend. Let me say you have a friend, and the friend tells you something like, I noticed that we are not communicating as we used to. All right, and then both of you talk about it, and the only thing you're saying is, oh, it's true. Okay, this one says I'm busy, or this one says I'm busy, but you don't talk about the solution. You don't talk about the solution. You're only saying that you're busy, and then the friend that complains, no solution has come up. Or the friend that complains will now start seeing you as, oh, you're busy, you don't have time for me. Okay, but you have time for these other things. You have time for your activities. You have time to go out. You have time to focus on this other person. All right, no solution has come up, but your friend is only focusing on the concern. All right, in the process, what I'm trying to say is that when you guys gathered to talk, you didn't come up with a solution. You just voiced your concern and everyone parted ways. Because there is no solution, maybe you got busy and something happened and you couldn't keep in touch as in because you've already said in your mind, okay, I'll keep in touch next time, and just left. You couldn't keep in touch. Then your friend will keep focusing on the negatives, on all the problems. Okay, you have time for this person. Okay, oh, they will now eventually see a picture and be like, okay, you have time to do this. You have time to go into all of this, but you don't have time for me. And then next thing, the person is now focusing on, oh, you don't value me. You don't care about me. And then next thing, the person will now start remembering things that happened in the past and start linking them up together. Before you know it, that friendship, the gap is widening. Before you know it, it has widened to the point that is even beyond repair. Now compare this to a different communication where both of you gathered and you said, okay, this person complained, you don't have my time. This one complained, oh, you don't have my time too, or I'm busy, or all of that. Then you now focus on, okay, what do we do differently? How do we help ourselves so that we can have time for each other? All right. So it's like a progressive approach rather than dwelling on just the lion or rather the elephant in the room. It's like a more progressive approach where you're thinking of what do we do differently to come out of this faster so that it does not escalate. That's the aim. So it does not escalate, whether it's conflict that will escalate, whether it's more worries that will now lead to anxiety, whether it's more concerns that will lead to depression, so that it does not escalate. Think of solutions over focusing on problems, because the more you focus on problems, the more you start seeing more things to worry about. Okay, it's clearer now. All right. Now, how to manage stress. There is a lot under this, but I'm going to just limit it to these three. This is like a framework that you need. Whenever you encounter any stress, just think about this framework and know what to utilize from it. So the first one is increasing your resource. Let me give an instance. Okay, let me use myself as an instance, okay, where I talked about childcare, having a physical event, preparing for it, and then eventually not sleeping well, leading to my stress symptoms. Now, what could I have done differently? What if I have to increase resource? That means I have to increase, since I'm just one person, I have to increase help. All right. So it may mean getting someone to help me with childcare so that I'll now have time to focus on preparing for the speaking engagement so that I can eventually sleep well before the event. I don't know if you understand. So does it mean you have to increase your resources? Does it mean you have to bring in more money to delegate, to outsource, to get extra help to help you cope? That's one of the ways. And then the second one is reduce the huge demand. So the demand here is, okay, I have a physical event, I have childcare, and these two are already huge. I have my home to manage. So which of these can I reduce? Do I cancel the physical events? Is this something I can do? Okay, maybe I can tell them, oh, I'm not available now because I don't have the capacity to handle this. Or if it's in a workplace where there is so much workload, is there anybody I can speak to talk about my workload so that it will be reduced? Do I need to talk to the HR to employ somebody else so that we can have increased resource to handle this workload? Do you understand where I'm going? Do you understand what I'm saying? Delegation approach, yes. Okay. Then the other one, which is coping with perceived threats. For instance, like the man that doesn't want to come out because he thinks that there is a lion out there that would swallow him. Instead of seeing the lion, you can say something like, oh, okay, maybe the lion is not there. Or you can equip yourself with lots of positive affirmations that you can do this. I can. I can handle this. I can tame this lion. All right. You're equipping yourself with lots of positive affirmations, or you're changing your perception about the situation. Let me give you an instance of changing perception. During my NYSC days, I had a toxic workplace. You know, that kind of workplace where if you're going to work, you're already having anxiety. So you're having anxiety that you're going to work. And that was my kind of workplace for 1 year. So because of that, myself and my colleagues, we kept focusing on the things that were going wrong, complaining here and there. It was so bad that we were not excited about the job. We only focused on the negatives and we kept complaining. But one day I had to borrow sense. I told myself, is this the kind of life I want to live? No, it's not. So I had to change my perception. What did I do? I didn't stop the workplace from being toxic. I just told myself, this is a 1 year program. This is not your life. You have another life outside this. You have an exam to do that will help you with the life you need, with the life you want. So instead of focusing on all these problems, why not look at it in a different perception? And that perception is, okay, this is a 1 year plan, isn't it? Focus on your exams and see this job as part of building your CV towards the life you want, towards the kind of job you want. And once I had that change of perception, it was like a burden was lifted off my shoulders. So that was how I was able to manage that stress. So I wasn't coming to work again with low morale, with that anxiety that could have landed me where I don't know. All right, because I've now had a different perception on how to cope with the threats, with the perceived threats. I don't know if you understand. Let me know. Let me see if you got what I said about this. All right. And then another thing that you can borrow in number 2, reducing huge demand, is what some of you already know: establishing your boundaries, learning how to say no to taking in more workload than you can handle, not allowing other people to bring their own stress and dumping it on you. Okay, let me know if there is anyone that you don't understand. These are 3 things. Just have this framework in mind, like, okay, this stress that is happening, which of them is this? Which of them can I employ? Is it due to I have a reduced resources? Is it due to I have reduced resources? Is it because there is a huge demand? Is it because there is a perceived threat? When you perceive something, it means that maybe it is not real. Maybe what you're thinking is not actually real. Do I need to change my perception about it? So just keep these 3 framework in mind. Just keep it in mind whenever you encounter any stress. You realize that most of the things they talk about falls under this 3. Okay, Paul says, I remember while serving, there is a guy who complained all through and finding it difficult connecting with the students. I tried to dissociate from him in that light, which made sustain my high morale. I was even able to learn the language of people and connect more with them. See, you stop seeing the problem and rather focus on a different perception and even saw the opportunities there. That's awesome. So if there is anything you missed out from this or you don't understand from this important framework, let me know. Now we are going to do a little exercise. Okay, explain number 1. Let me explain again. So I said, when you're looking at the definition of stress, stress occurs when you have reduced resources, but huge demand to that. You have reduced resources, but the demand is huge, or the threat is there such that you feel that you don't have adequate resources to cope with this huge demand or perceived threats. It's just like when you have your house rent and you don't have enough money to pay for the house rent. So you're going to panic, right? And that is stress. So increasing resources means you're going to increase your own capacity. If you can't increase your own capacity, you're going to borrow capacity from other people. So that means you're going to employ help from others to help you cope with the demand in front of you. Whether it's employing help from, if it's a childcare issue, from a child minder, someone to help you with childcare, whether it's delegating, someone to help you automate your processes, someone to help you, and another that's talking to the employee, to the HR, to employ someone else to help you with the workload. That's increasing your capacity, increasing your resources to help you surmount the huge demand that is in front of you. I don't know if you understand. All right. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I don't know if you understand. Let me know. Okay, it's clear now. All right. So next is, sorry, if you're joining me, try and change your name. Everyone's name was showing my name. I don't know why that happened. So just try and change your name so I'll know who is writing. Okay. And now the practical strategies for immediate stress relief. I wish I can see you all. You can turn on your videos now so that we can interact. If you have your pen and paper, can I see it? Can I see your pen and paper? Great. Ibingo, I see you. Buzo. Also, can I see your pen and paper? Let's do a little exercise. Turn on your camera, turn on your camera, turn on your video. Let's see. Okay, so awesome, Paul, I see you. Now, on that pen and on that your paper, we are going to do something called brain dumping. Okay, now think about areas of your life that is giving you concern right now. Just keep writing. If you can write up to 3. If you're done, just share in the comments and write down areas in your life that is giving you concern at the moment, that is not letting you sleep. You know, when you go to bed, you're thinking like you're just overthinking that you just can't sleep. If you're done, let me know in the comments. Let's start with 3 since we are working with limited time. I want us to finish earlier than the 2 hours or earlier than the 90 minutes itself. If you're done, okay, Paul, I see you. If you're done, write in the comments, done. Yeah, Obianuju, I see you. If you're done, write done. Margaret, I see you. One more person so that we can progress. We can proceed. Ibingo, I see you. Okay, so let's proceed. If you're still done, you can just write done. Now, in these 3 areas, okay, beside each one, what are you going to do about it? What do you think is the possible solution? Do you need to employ help? Do you need to work more to raise money? Do you need to start a business? Do you need to speak to somebody to get solution? Do you need to speak to the HR to reduce your workload? Do you need to change a job? Is it a toxic workplace? Do you need to start working towards a new job? Do you need to take an exam that will take you there to the new job? Do you need to start applying for visa so that you can migrate? So just write the solution. If there is no solution, if it's something that there is no solution, something that is just beyond your control, like let me say like grieving, maybe heartbreak or something, just also write. Beside the 3. Do you need to communicate better with someone, with your spouse, so that an issue will be diffused? Great. Now, in addition to these things you've written, Okay, don't worry, I'll bring what I wanted to talk about now. I'll talk about it in the next exercise. Now that you've written all of this, let me tell you what you just did. What you just did is offloading your brain, offloading your, not brain, like offloading your thoughts. That's what you've done right now, okay? You've offloaded your thoughts into a paper so that you can sleep well. Like it's clearer. You've given your brain something to work with. Rather than when everything was just there in your head and you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? So several thoughts are clashing and you don't know which one to handle, which one to start with, which one to tackle or what to do about it. So now that you've uploaded these thoughts onto a paper, that is a stepping stone into having clarity on how to go about your life. All right. Now you also have clarity on the ones you have control over and clarity on the ones you don't have control over. So the ones you don't have control over are the ones that you're going to move on from. And if you're going to struggle to move on from it, you may have to talk to someone about it, like pour out your heart the way it is so that you can move on. But the ones you have control over, you've written the things you're going to do to tackle them. Now, if I'm going to go for that, I'm even going to ask you, now put a date. I'm going to ask you, I'm asking you now, put a date to how you're going to tackle that issue. The solution you've written was going to be the first step, and then put a date to it. If you're done, say done. What's going to be the first step of that solution? Number one step for those 3 activities. Then put a date or time, whether it's something you're going to do immediately after this webinar. Put a date and time to it. Let me know if you're done. What's going to be your first step? Then put date and time. That's more like your action plan. Okay. Easy says done, right? Obianuju done. Okay. Hold on. Awesome. So now you're done. That pen and that paper is your thoughts. And the essence of this is that as you've uploaded your thoughts, you have better clarity on how to go about issues worrying you. Now, moving forward, this is what you're going to be doing. If you find yourself overthinking situations, or if you find yourself worrying too much, like your brain, your head is about to explode, just get a pen and paper and start writing down everything. No matter how insignificant it may sound. Maybe you greeted somebody good morning, and the person didn't reply to you and you've stepped in somehow. Write it down. Okay? Write down every single thing on a pen and paper, and beside it, write the solutions to them and the first step. That way, you're going to be self-aware, solution-focused, and you're going to sleep even better. I don't know if you understand. Is this helpful? Is this exercise helpful? Okay. Let me see your comments. Let me see your comments. Okay, okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I see you, Paul. I see you, Bingo. I see you, Cheesy. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next exercise. Margaret, I see you. Keep your pen and paper now. Let's go to the next exercise. Stay in your best comfortable position. Whether it's your chair. Okay, Obianuju says, I normally speak out to loved ones to go get relief. That's awesome. That's great too. Just assume the most comfortable posture you can. Whether you want to stand, no, if you stand, you may fall. Sitting or lying down, just be comfortable where you are. We are going to the next exercise, which is progressive muscle relaxation. Now, starting with your feet. Try to squeeze your feet to the ground. Try to squeeze your feet. I wish I can see you guys, so all of us be doing it together, you know. Okay, just focus, all right? Try to squeeze your feet to the ground. When you're done with your feet, try to move your ankles this way, up and down, sideways. When you're done, try to squeeze your calf as much as possible. We are still on your legs, okay? Try to squeeze your calf as much as possible. Just adopt a comfortable position. If you want, you can close your eyes to minimize distraction so that you can focus. And as you're doing that, I want you to notice any changes in those muscles that you're working on. Now, next are your knees. Try to flex and extend that area. Okay, keep coming up. Come up to your thighs. Without your hands, try to move your thighs. Stretch it. Squeeze, stretch. Your hips, move your hips where you are. Okay. And then your body, move your body like you're stretching, including your tummy. Move your back and your tummy, move it. Pay attention in case there is any change or pain anywhere. Then your shoulders, shrug, move it back. If you move it forward, your shoulders, shrug, move it backwards, stretching, move it forward. And then your arms, squeeze, squeeze. Try to stretch, squeeze and stretch. Do the same for your elbow. And then your wrists, your fingers. Then come to your neck. Sideways, sideways, front and back. Your neck. And then your forehead, just squeeze, try to squeeze any muscles as much as possible, including your jaw, everywhere, your cheek. And then breathe deeply in and out. In that your relaxed position, still there, we are moving to the third exercise. Preferably with your eyes closed now. Place your hand on your tummy with another hand on top of it. And then breathe in deeply. In, out. In, out. In, out. Continue the reading, breathing in deeply, in, out. Now think about the life you want for yourself. Think about the successful life you want for yourself. I want you to picture it. Whether it's that gigantic house, you know, with a pool by the side. That's if that's your dream. Whether it's flying first class only, whether it's just to live by the beach, you know, a beach house. Whether it's just having family gathered around you in the most loving environment. Continue breathing in deeply, in, out. And as you breathe in deeply, you should feel your hands moving up and down your tummy. How do you feel? Being in that beautiful space, how does it make you feel? Relaxed, happy, excited, you can't wait, ecstatic, loved? Then come back. Gradually come back. And write, how do you feel? Please don't sleep off, just write, please. Ibingo says she feels great, hopeful. My lifespan was extended by that exercise. Beautiful. Tell me in the comments, how do you feel? I also felt like all things are possible. Yes. Indeed, all things are. Relaxed, I didn't want to stop. Love that. Tell me, how do you feel? I hope you guys have not slept off. Tell me in the comments, how did the exercise make you feel? So this is an exercise that you can practice, especially in the evening when, especially for those who are struggling to sleep. You can do this to help you sleep, or even in between work, like during your break time, you can just do it quickly, okay? Stretch, relax all those muscles. If you want, you can daydream, breathe deeply, get relaxed. Just do it intermittently every day. It positions me in a state of rest. I love it. Yes, that's the goal, to make you feel relaxed and rested. So this is something you can do, incorporate it every day. For instance, myself, if I'm going to bed, the way that my mind, the places my mind goes to, the kind of imagery I visualize, like, oh, before you know it, I don't even know when I sleep off. Felt relaxed, but as I opened my eyes, I remember the challenges. Yeah, I see. So it's not, it doesn't make your challenges disappear automatically, no. It just makes you to, it just makes the stress hormones to return back to normal. Okay, because when those stress hormones remain elevated in your body, a lot will happen. You have concentration problems, memory problems, your health will be affected, you'll be at risk of diseases, your immune system will be low. So a lot of things come with the increased stress hormones. But these exercises help the stress hormones to come back to your normal, so that you can also have clarity to think through situations, clarity to find solutions to problems. Because you find out that when that moment that you are so irritable about situations, you're bound to attack issues angrily, and sometimes you regret the actions. But when you're more relaxed, you're bound to make better decisions. All right, you're bound to make better decisions that you would love the outcome. All right. So I think the next question now is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed are you right now? Let me see your comments. How stressed are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me see. 2, wow, that's a lot of progress. With 10 being the worst stressed. Obianuju, you are still 10 over 10, 10 out of 10 stressed. Oh, wow. Paul says, honestly, 0 to 1. Awesome, beautiful. Obianuju is like, we need extra work to do for you. Okay. All right. So now this is what happens. Instead of that lion attacking you, the lion is now calling you winner, because now you, because you now have the equipment or the techniques to tame the lion and to attack the lion or control the lion, whichever way, so that you can also go about your own business and focus on the activities. So I'll take your questions now, guys. I have a headache at the moment, so I'm not sure. Oh dear. I joined this session straight, but now relaxed. Beautiful. So let me take your questions. Let me take your questions. While I'm waiting for your questions, I have a group coaching coming up in month of August. I've been doing one-on-one coaching, but the thing is that I can't do one-on-one coaching again because of my work schedule. So it's best I do group coaching so I can serve more people. And what I do in the group coaching is that, I went straight to feedback. Let me just tell you while I'm waiting for your questions, okay? So this is what I do in the group coaching. I do a goal setting session, right? Oh, sorry. I do a goal setting session, all right? I help you to go to your future. I help you to see challenges that are stopping you from reaching that goal, whatever goal it is. In fact, it's about areas where you want to see positive change in, whether it's in managing stress or improving relationship with people, anything at all. So I help you see the future you want, help you explore the realities, help you explore the options, and then we come down to practical steps. You know, it's one thing to just know what to do, but coming down to practical steps of executing and actually executing it within a time frame. So you can imagine how much you'll be achieving within 1 month. This is not like, set SMART goals. No, this is not what it is about. This is a group coaching that helps you see actual results. And then you're also going to have accountability from me and from other professionals. And you're going to have a personalized, I don't know if you can say this, personalized, effective stress management plan, in addition to getting to your goals for the month. And you're going to have twice weekly live sessions from me where I'll take your questions and help you whichever way, whichever direction you want. And wait, I didn't tell you guys the things I do. I'm a medical doctor, stress management coach. I'm a certified coach, right? So these are the things I do, and I'm practicing here in the UK as a medical doctor. So you're also going to get the support of other professionals. And the people that have been in my coaching programs, these are some of the things, some of the testimonials they've given me. It helped me to identify my struggles and develop a goal-oriented path towards achieving success. This one says you listen more and give me the opportunity to speak and be heard, thereby paying attention to every details. This one says I've learned a lot about myself, that I achieve goals better and quicker with accountability. Another, I enjoyed every bit of it. Another, there's immense improvement in my relationship with myself. And others, I've received lots of feedback. And in fact, coaching is something that someone told me, why did I have to wait till I'm 43 before I learned about coaching? So this is what I want to be offering you. And there you go. That is the worth. £150. And I didn't tell you, you're going to have a bonus free 45 minutes coaching session worth £100 from me. That's my rate actually. So the total is going to be £250, but that's not what I'm going to be charging you. If you want to go into group coaching and get your personalized stress management plan and get your goals, like things, oh my God, I wish I can explain this in details, how powerful and transformational what I'm talking about is. So if you are interested, I can only take only 6 people. So if you are interested, because I believe that the fewer, the more the transformation, the better. So I'm able to pay attention to individuals, right? And not just group, everybody, no. So while I'm still talking, please send me your questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So if you are interested, just get a 80% discount. And this is what you will be paying, £50. £50 is like, I don't even know what to describe it like, because to become a certified coach, if you check it online, you should be seeing things like £2,000. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to become a certified stress management coach, it's also around that range, 1,000 something to £2,000. I'm talking about pounds, not naira. So I'm charging you £50 for you to achieve transformational results. I know it's like I'm joking, but this is what I want to do it. I want to do it for you, for people. So that's why it's ridiculous like that. Yeah, it's per person. Okay, now questions. I'm taking your questions. I think, wait, let me stop sharing my screen so I can see these questions even better. Give me a second. I didn't even post the link in case you want to pay. Okay. What am I doing? Let me just go straight to questions. I'll stop today. Yeah. Can these strategies combat depression? Did I jump anyone? Okay. I joined this session stressed, but now relaxed. What do you think about drinking much water? Does it help reduce stress? Now, one thing that happens when you're stressed is that you forget sometimes to drink water. And if you are dehydrated, it will worsen your situation. So when you're stressed, please go and get water and be drinking so that you can stay hydrated, because dehydration will worsen your symptoms. Thank you for bringing that to my notice. Okay. Let me know if I've answered your question. Now, next one is, can these strategies combat depression? Depression is a different ball game. Okay. Depression needs series of sessions. And again, it depends on the kind of depression. There is mild, moderate, moderate depression. Mild, moderate depressions would benefit from what is called cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. So there are sessions that would help you work with what you have, try to help you. It's more like influencing you from the outside inwards, since you are struggling to help yourself from inwards out. So you're now going to be influenced from outside inwards to effect changes. So depression is different, and it's best you see a psychiatrist to help you diagnose the stage of depression it is, and also to help you with the best help. And there are certain, like major depression, you may benefit from medication, okay? So it's best you understand what kind of depression is this, all right? Are you the same Dr. Isn't that I'm friends with on Facebook? I think so. Isn't it Nnamdi Lewis? It's the same name on Facebook everywhere. Is the cost per session? No, the cost is for the entire group coaching for 1 month. It's not per session, so that's how ridiculous it is. I just want to do it. But one thing I know is that moving forward is not going to be this ridiculous. That's one thing I know. So let me take your questions, more questions. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. So for payments, this is the payments link. Very easy. Just type bit.ly/GC with Dr. E. Very easy. bit.ly/GC with Dr. E. My IG handle, okay. I'll put it in the comments. Dr. Easy. Very easy to remember. So that's my IG handle, and the second one is payments link. So for this group coaching, I plan to do, in as much as I call it group coaching, I know myself. I know that I'm going to eventually do personalized coaching for people. I know myself. And my personalized coaching, the rate per session is actually much. Thank you for putting that poll. The rate per session is actually much. I charge as much as £100 per session, 100 to 150 per session. All right, with discount if I'm doing the 4 sessions in a month, because the minimum is 4 sessions. But I'm just doing it as group coaching with so many other benefits, plus 1 free session with the professionals I'll be working with. And it's just few people I need, because I've done group coaching before, 20 people, and I ran away. I said I won't do it again. No, that one was just accountability group self, not even group coaching. I said I won't do it again. But this one is going to be very, very different. So I want to just work with very few serious-minded people. That is it. So do you have any other question for me? No question. Wow. That means you guys understood everything we talked about today. And let me see the time. Did we beat the time? Yeah, we finished before 2 hours. Awesome. So guys, I'll be sending you a feedback link, because I love to improve. That's one thing I've learned from the British culture. They will chase you with survey, and you must give them feedback. So if you see the link for feedback, please help me fill the form, okay? I wish I've created the form already, so I'll send it here right now, but I haven't. So please help me fill the form, because I love to improve. That's progress ahead. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. It was really amazing sharing with you. And if you've paid, it will direct you straight to the WhatsApp group, where we'll be talking more about how to go about the group coaching that will be starting from 1st of August. So it's monthly, and I know that this is going to be the least it's going to be. I know that this £50 is just going to be the least it is, because getting the training took me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I want to do it for you guys. So thank you. See you. Bye, everyone.